All right. Hello and welcome. Welcome back to those of you who watched the last race. Welcome to the next four-way race within round 3 of the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament. Today we have mm2nescartridge versus Glacio Souza and Prankard versus noxiousnick. This is really exciting. This is a lot of really good runners here. So the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament, as the name implies, it is a randomizer tournament designed to be open to as many people as possible. If you can perform everything you would need to beat Super Metroid, and you can learn the stuff the game teaches you, like wall jumps, vertical shine sparks, and infinite bomb jump, then you can complete an SMRAT seed. However, as we are going to see today, SMRAT logic is very simple. However, runners will use that logic and their knowledge of the game to sequence break and try and complete a seed as quickly as possible. You can do some kinda nutty stuff. Alright, looks like we should be getting started in just a moment. Alright. Now, all of our runners today have a fair bit of rando experience under their belt. We see a couple of palette swaps. We see Glacio with that red ship, and it looks like MM2 has the trans rights colors. So that's really cool to see. Yep, and we see all of our runners performing a trick known as Moonfall. You'll see this a couple times throughout the race. This is purely a time saver, but basically, if you have an optional setting called Moonwalk turned on, if you jump at the correct time while you are moonwalking, then you will not have a cap on your acceleration. And so for especially long falls, that can just be a nice time saver, save a few seconds here and there. Yep, so one of the pieces of SMRAT logic is that Morph Ball will always be at its vanilla location. So really the randomizer race starts now. A little bit of variance and strategy getting through that room, and our runners pick up Screw Attack. That is a nice item to get early on. And if we find some power bombs, that'll make for an easy Billy Maze. Yeah, that is true. We could not find bombs or power bombs until Brinstar. The 0.01% chance of being soft locked at BT. Yeah, I don't know how the logic deals with stuff like that. So Glossio has another change that I really like. So Glossio specifically has the skin setting in which Screw Attack without Space Jump looks a little bit different. and spring ball. This is an interesting start. Yeah. Not anything that's hinting towards any sort of progression yet. But wow, this is a weird set of movement items to be thinking about. What's up, everyone? It's ya boy, BT, at it again. We get to see the very rare Bomb Torizo fight, and we don't even have the supers to skip right through it. So our runners are gonna need to do the standard strat to farm up some missiles. Alright, well nobody's soft locking at Bomb Torizo today. What a seed. See, you can tell that I didn't roll this seed because our players are actually like getting items that aren't missiles. And MM2 is fixing to do Gauntlet. This could pay off in a big way, especially since, if I'm not mistaken, you need power bombs to peek back of Gauntlet. Yeah. And I believe those yapping maws can only be killed with supers, so if MM2 finds himself in a shady situation, he's just dead. Looks like 230 missiles had an E-tank. Yeah, Noxious wants the gauntlet as well, and Glossio as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see Prankard come back up for it. Yeah, looks like it. So Prankard is going to have a slightly safer gauntlet because of picking up that E-tank at 230. Still far from free though. Alright, let's see it, Varia. Ooh, 2 E-tanks. Not Varia, but I guess your reward for surviving that gauntlet is you get to survive more. Yeah, that's right. Gauntlet. Oh no! Nah. Alright, he's got the save right there, so it's not a tremendous time loss. That will set him back a bit compared to Prankard. Yeah, MM2, why didn't you just loan those 2 E-tanks over to noxiousnick? You're not even racing against him, it's fine. A situation in which you might want to consider doing Old Mother Brain. Yeah, I believe all of our runners checked Old Mother Brain, right? That was where Spring Ball was. I mean, with Screw Attack, Old Mother Brain is free. And Prankard makes it through at 1 energy, but for just a moment, gets to refill. Thank goodness. Yeah, and chat mentioning those power bombs are not actually in logic quite yet. You require speed to get to them. Yeah, Spazer. An interesting pickup. Unfortunate to see the worst item this early, but you live with it. Alright, and we are getting some E-tanks. So now, whoa, okay. Well, I think we can safely say that early Super's power bomb was the first intended power bomb. Yeah, of course Spazer's worse than missiles. I mean, once you get Plasma Beam, you don't suddenly stop needing missiles. Come on. Yeah. So all of our players, we have MM2 is the first one out of the gate into Pink Bryn. Now, early Brinstar has a veritable cornucopia of checks to make. I've seen people, if they feel really behind, try and skip some of the checks there in Pink Brinstar. I don't necessarily like that. SMRAT can give you a lot of items early on. Yeah. And we see MM2 having some awkward movement with that speed booster. Finds Grappling Beam here in Mission Impossible room though. If we found Gravity, that would put Wrecked Ship in logic at this point. Yep, and MM2 NES cartridge performs a very nice reverse green gate glitch there. It's a trick where if you have some precise positioning, you can cause a super missile to effectively clip through the gate. And a similar trick happening with that super there to skip Spore Spawn. I'm not fully sure how that one works. It's something to do with screen wrapping. Yeah, and all of our runners just showcasing how annoying having speed and no high jump can be. It's especially frustrating because it's not even as though it consistently makes your jump shorter. It like follows a really weird curve based on the amount of speed you've accumulated. Yeah, a route that starts with moat and top of red tower could be interesting. I think the biggest issue with it would be just like you very awkwardly split the map into Brinstar and everything else at that point. Yeah, MM2 could have done Waterway. It's possible he's not thinking about it, or he's thinking that it's a long check and it can't have a ton of stuff. I would guess maybe he just forgot that he had that speed to put it in logic, though. Or yeah, sorry, not to put it in the waterway is not in logic. It is just within MM2's ability to do. Yeah, and MM2 making some of these retro Brinstar checks that would have required power bombs. Not finding anything so far, really. Ooh, and we got a prediction going. All right, I like these odds. We got a lot of people betting on Varia here being very nice to our runners. Yeah, or just specifically Dimensive really wanting that Varia. Yeah, so it's often a lot harder in randomizer than in other formats. Like say any percent, for example, you generally have a very good idea of who's in the lead. With randomizer, it's not always super clear cut. Yeah. Like for example, with a seed divided up like this, we can have people going up and down Rec Tower. Okay, looks like MM2 did remember the waterway. Indicates maybe he had just forgotten about it before and decides it's better to just check it now. Unfortunately, isn't really going to find anything here. Obviously, supers are nice to have, but that's not what MM2 ran back here for. Yeah, I mean, runners are going to want to pick up any supers they find, obviously. You should never bet on finding charge in order to finish the game. Yeah, Prankard could be going for. Okay, he's not going for climb super check. With screw attack, it's not so bad. But it definitely takes a while. And you either have to do some nifty strats to get past those Boyons with a Shine Spark charged, or spend 3 power bombs killing them. Yeah, that is true. Our first necessary suit could be at Bubble Mountain as we have speed. But it's not. And I lose channel points. So Noxious Nick finds the first Varia suit. Looks like Wrecked Ship was the correct play this time. Yeah, it's nice to find Varia as your first suit. Gravity opens up the whole game pretty much except for Norfair, whereas Varia just opens up Norfair. Gravity could still be in Wrecked Ship. Um, what do you need? No, I believe Spooky Missiles doesn't require 12 tanks to get to. Yeah. Alright, and Glossio is trying to do an early climb supers check. Having a little bit of trouble as Noxious Nick makes quick work of Fantoon. Very nicely done. Only finds missiles for his trouble, unfortunately. So far, Kraid just has an E-Tank. There are 2 more checks. The Kraid E-Tank and Vanilla Varia location that we will make in Kraid before leaving. Unfortunately, we know that it won't have the Varia suit that MM2 is hoping for. Now, Glossio is making the save here. This could just be being scared of an early wrecked ship. But it also makes sense to come here to do Criteria Power Bombs right now. And a very nice Kraid quick kill from MM2 NES cartridge. Yeah, with Various 6 tanks puts Fantoon in logic. Yeah, piecing out of wrecked ship after finding Varia probably has the better EV, or expected value. However, some runners, it's always scary to skip checks. Ooh, and Noxious Nick doing the cool bounce ball strats through Spiky Room of Death. That's always fun to see. Alright. Just finding missiles at Mermaid. And I'm curious to see if MM2 will check bubble missiles. Bubble missiles has been holding a suit or required access to a suit a few times this tournament. It's a very slow, very annoying check to make, but it's a lot faster than leaving it and having to come back. Alright, and Glossio finds his own Varia suit. With Prankard shortly behind him. We have a very close race between three of our competitors. With MM2, unfortunately, one of the biggest decisions you make in a randomizer is going up or down red tower, and MM2 made the wrong one this time. And Prankard takes an unfortunate death. That really hurts. He has the save here. Yeah, so this is a good tip for those who are not aware. During Crystal Flash, you do not have invincibility frames. So if an enemy hits you, it'll just damage you down immediately. Oh, and Space Jump is at bubble missiles. That's okay. Red Ship's pretty good today. That really hurts MM2. Sometimes we'll see races where it's like, oh, here's an early Varia wrecked ship, but gravity is down in Norfair, so either route could end up having its own advantages. But with both suits in wrecked ship, that really gives noxiousnick an edge, and I pray that we do not have any of our runners dip out of wrecked ship early. Yeah, we see mm2nescartridge having to make the walk of shame back up Red Tower. That space jump definitely makes it easier. And nice deboost through Heckway. Misses the second one. Oh, well, that makes me a little bit sad you're not running this Seed Semo. I always love seeing a Sueless Meridia. It's one of the cooler things you can do in this game. Yeah, high jumpless lava dive is a very difficult trick. Very few people will go for it, even in more difficult randos. It's a real gamble in SMRAT logic. And so MM2 is about to enter into wrecked ship right now. So he'll be finding his Varia suit shortly. And Prankard is able to defeat Fantoon. Very nicely done. That unfortunate death cost him a good bit of time. And unfortunately for Prankard and MM2, so far this is looking like a pretty fast seed. Having both suits less than 30 minutes in is really good. There are absolutely places to make up the time. And MM2 has some really nice movement, so that could come into play. His Sky Missile check will be faster with that space jump as well. Although it's possible he still goes for the Shine Spark strat. Yeah. And there's Varia. As long as he goes for the Shine Spark strat up and not out, he should be fine. Yeah, agreed. Hopefully he doesn't think, like, oh, you know, if top of wrecked ship has gravity, then I lose anyway, or something. Because I think there are definitely still ways that he can win back this seed just by playing a little bit more risky with ammo counts and whatnot. And Prankard is out. That sucks. I don't disagree with the play here. That's just how it happens. You gotta make gambles. Yep, and Glossio gets a very pretty gravity suit. I like that. Is that like fusion colors or something? Or is that one of the like ROM hack suits? It might be a redesign, I think. Yeah, I believe MM2's skin stays the same color with all the suits if it's the same one that Freya's spirit used. By the way, if you did not catch Freya's spirit, their like their GDQ exhibition 100% old Red Scarlet route, go check that out. It's a really cool run. And Prankard does want those supers. I definitely agree with that. At the very least, you'll expect our runners to pick up 30 super missiles to deal with Ridley. However, I would expect our runners to keep picking up supers at least until they get charge. Yeah, I would imagine MM2 leaves after finding Grav. The bowling alley cutscene's really long. Yeah, hopefully I don't I don't foresee MM2 leaving now. I think it's not a great play when there's only a few locations you can check. Like, what non-wrecked ship is even in logic? Did MM2 check criteria power bombs yet? Upper Norfair is... Oh, yeah. That's true. Obviously. Yeah, hopefully MM2 doesn't just dip. Alright, resets on seeing those missiles. That's the whole reason why you make the save. Better than making the long trek back. Yeah, generally, if you check wrecked ship E-tank, I would expect people to at least do the sky checks. Maybe not bowling alley. Oh, MM2 is having a little bit of trouble with Attic there. Meanwhile, it looks like Noxious Nick is going down to Ridley. At this point, Noxious Nick just wants to clean up the game and hopefully find a way to kill Mother Brain along the way. Oh, beautiful. Noxious Nick gets the Lava Spark. That is an incredibly difficult trick. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, X-Ray just has super missiles. Ooh, Prankard unfortunately misses the crate quick kill. Only needs to get off one super though. Oh, I'm mistaken. I thought a missile and two supers had hit. Either way, crate still goes down pretty quickly. And Glossio is having a little bit of trouble with X-Ray. If you mess up with this room, it can be pretty bad. MM2 gets his gravity suit. Man, how often in a four-way race do you see all four of our runners? You know, how often do you see 8 suits total before 37 minutes has even hit? Yeah, at this point, if Glossio is making checks like X-Ray, I think MM2 definitely has ways to catch up, considering Glossio is going to be making all of these checks that MM2's already made. Yeah, Glossio hasn't even killed Kraid yet. So MM2 is probably going to go down, kill Kraid, grab Dragon on the way up, make the easy checks. SMRAT has a really high proportion of super missiles, so you will often see seeds where nobody even finds charge. Yeah, Screw Attack can make it significantly harder to damage boost. You have to place yourself in the right spot and then break spin. Yeah, definitely different methods. Not to be a contrarian to both RKC, TKC, and Nefarious, but I actually like the L button. It's kind of like wave dashing in Melee, you know. You do the jump on the right side, and you do the L button on the left. And high jump boots. I think with high jump boots at Ice Beam, we can expect a lava dive from Prankard, and most of our runners to never get high jump boots. Alright, and we have a Ridley fight from noxiousnick. Oh yeah, I guess necessarily at least half our runners have high jump boots. Yeah, Glacio might get them as well, actually. I would be surprised to see an X-ray check, but not an ice check. And poor Prankard is betting on Croc. Hey, sometimes he's holding. In the seed that we just played before this, Croc had Gravity. Oh, we have another prediction here. Does Crocomire have at least one major? No. There honestly aren't that many majors that Croc can even have. He can have a beam, or he can have X-ray. I believe that's it. Unless major item here is defined as the same as the major minor split, and E-tanks are considered a major item. Well, there's Wave Beam. I am just bleeding channel points today. Yeah, so that Wave Beam, it doesn't really do much for Prankard right now. Alright, we got a Ridley fight from MM2. It is worth mentioning, high jumpless Ridley where you have speed is really annoying. Yeah, it's just hard to move through the room. And all of your muscle memory betrays you unless you spend a lot of time playing low percent speed. Yeah, so most runners got high jump, every runner except MM2. I guess at this point, Glossio just really wants supers or some sort of way to kill Mother Brain. And there's X-Ray Scope behind Ridley. It's unlikely to do anything for MM2. Yeah, so noxiousnick has a pretty distinct lead. MM2 is in the lead in the top match. Glossio, it just made some extra checks that have put him behind. Prankard, unfortunately, still does not know where Gravity is because Gravity was at Sky Missiles and Prankard left wrecked ship early. Yeah, so with Nick knowing where Charge is, I would expect him to still make a couple additional checks. The save here, really? Is he planning on checking sandpits? Yeah, so just to repeat, MM2 is ahead in the upper race, and Noxious Nick is ahead in the lower one. Prankard skipped out on Gravity, which was the top of wrecked ship. And Glacio has made a bunch of extra checks that put him behind. Yeah, pits could absolutely be worthwhile. Maybe... Yeah, maybe Nick just wanted the save before Botswoon. Botswoon's scary. Croc had Wave Beam. Would going Meridia Suitless be faster for Prankard? If Prankard knew where Gravity was, no. If Prankard found... What would he still need? Just ice, I guess, and he felt comfortable with it, then yeah. If he knows how to double spring ball jump, then he does have a loadout that's capable of Suitless Meridia. It's an annoying one, though. Oh yeah, Suitless CF clip. Do you not need to double spring ball to get out of Dragon's Room? Oh yeah, Prankard does have grapple. Yeah, no, I'm stupid. I somehow mixed up grapple and ice beam. Yeah. Alright, well, Prankard isn't finding ice beam, so... Yeah, Iceless Suitless Meridia is still miserable. It's not the absolute worst Suitless Meridia you can do. You can do Suitless Meridia without high jump, but it sucks. Yeah, trying to think of things there are only a couple things in Suitless Meridia that I would think are or in Super Metroid that are worse than High Jumpless Suitless Meridia. Suitless Lower Norfair without Screw is not fun. That might still be better than High Jumpless Suitless Meridia, though. Yeah, it really depends on how evil you want to get. There are some really evil things you can do. There are some super obscure tricks that'll only ever show up in Plandos and puzzles. Yeah, so we see MM2 NES cartridge still making checks in Bubble Mountain. He still needs some way to beat the game. He has enough to beat the game at this point. Like, I think strictly speaking, MM2's in Go mode, right? He has ice, so he can Zep skip. 60 is enough to deal with Mother Brain 1. So I guess he's just making checks that'll hopefully make stuff a little bit more comfy. Meanwhile, Prankard is about to begin his Ridley fight as noxiousnick is exiting Meridia and on his way to go beat the game. Alright, and we're gonna see two Ridleys on screen at the same time. Meanwhile, MM2 gets a very lovely short charge, gets the appropriately named charge beam. At this point, I would expect MM2 to stop making checks altogether. And Prankard wants that X-ray, betting on that outside chance that he finds Plasma in charge. Or actually, no, he could be thinking about Suitless Meridia and he wants to X-ray climb out of Precious Room. So that X-ray pickup is maybe an indicator that Prankard is seriously considering a Suitless Meridia. Yeah, agreed. X-ray climb is not fun to do. It does make for an easier Dragon fight though. So it's certainly safer. As long as you disable Morph, I guess. Yeah, X-ray is not needed, but for going through anything at this point. However, it would make Dragon a little bit easier because he wouldn't have to get Blue Suit off Dragon. He could just X-ray. Alright, and noxiousnick has entered Turian. It won't be a sub-hour seed, but it'll still be a very nice time. Yeah, I believe Nick will either need to refill he can what? It's 38 for 38 missiles for Mother Brain 1. Also, yeah, very nice Dragon kill from MM2. And Prankard needs to be careful here. Oh, it's 36 missiles. So noxiousnick will either need to refill or do some charged spacer shots. I would expect him to go for the latter. And I would imagine he knows speed Zeb skip based on these short charges he's been doing. Alright, and Prankard breathes a sigh of relief as he's finished with Lower Norfair Escape. If he's going for that Suitless Meridia, though, then the worst is yet to come. Yeah, so he's gonna find Ice Beam here. And I mean, at that point, you couldn't ask for a better Suitless Meridia loadout. Needs Plasma for the Wisp Beam. Yeah, I'm curious to see where Plasma's gonna end up being. Probably like GT or something dumb. Yeah, so MM2 is on his way to Turian right now. Yeah, MM2 has the Cis Beam with the Transrate Samus. How ironic. Well, using the full Quisp Beam is not disqualification because unless Junie June misspoke, the glitched beams have been removed from the game, so you can't do them. I guess it would still be disqualification in that that would mean you're not playing a Varia Seed. Alright, we'll see if Glossio gets happy here. Very nice. Yeah, and MM2 isn't even gonna need to refill. He can, if the Metroids give him good enough luck to have full supers afterwards, he'll be fine. So that's what you spend 13 on the doors if you just use missiles. MM2 doesn't need to use missiles on the Zebs. He has Ice Beam. Yeah, all of our runners except noxiousnick have that ice beam, and noxiousnick, as he just displayed, knows how to speed zeb skip. Yeah. It's what? It's 12 missiles or 4 supers per zeb, I want to say. That could be horribly wrong. Yeah, and I think Nick got in enough charge shots that he can just use his soups from here on out. Yep, he had 15 when the first ketchup beam was fired, so he's fine. This fight's over. Lost what? I think like about 4 seconds on that unfortunate RNG with the ketchup beam at the end there. Ooh, and he gets the swag grapple. If you have grapple out while Mother Brain Rainbow beams you, it you know, it both looks cool and lags the game. It's great. Alright, a very nice immediate zip skip from MM2. Showing beautiful movement throughout this room, wow. Meanwhile, Glossio is on his way up to Turian as well. This has been a very close race. Yeah, MM2 has really shown that like you can come back from, you know, making that wrong red tower decision if you just play it a little bit fast and loose with what you check. I would... Yeah, where... he's probably going to climb supers. Did Prankard check those yet? No, he hopped right past them, that's right, I think. Alright, and that's Mother Brain 2 for MM2NES cartridge. Now Glossio, because of his extra checks, will have an even cozier Turian. Or wait, did Glossio... Where was charge that Glossio missed it? Was it one of the Meridia checks? That's right, yeah, it was Main Street Missiles. It was the Shine Spark. Yeah, it's unfortunate Glossio missed that. Oh no, a noxiousnick bonks. And goes for the elusive left side vertical spark. Fun strat. Looks like Prankard's probably heading to back to wrecked ship right now. I'm sure at this point, you know, he's just looking at the other screen for the dot done. And there he sees it as Noxious Nick finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 1:03:52. GG. Alright, we'll see if we can get Noxious in for an interview. In the meantime, we have MM2 on his own escape. Alright, looks like we should have Nick in for an interview right now. Welcome, Noxious Nick. GG, congrats.
Thanks.
How are you feeling about this seed?
I'm really happy about that. I thought I was gambling on wreck shit when I first went in there, and then I got it's gonna finish the game.
It was a good gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once you found both suits there in wrecked ship, how were you deciding which checks you wanted to make at that point?
So once I have both suits, if I haven't done Norfair or Meridia yet, I always try to do Norfair first because Meridia is on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually try to check high jump and ice beam if I have speed, because then I can just go straight to Ridley. And I'm just kind of keeping my fingers crossed for boots or charge or something useful, or just getting supers in the meantime.
Yeah.
And then everything else is just on the way.
Yeah. Alright, looks like MM2 just finished with an official SRL time of 1:05:54. Looks like we'll get him in right now. We are joined by MM2. GG's and congrats.
GG. Oh, that was a wild ride.
Yeah, you made the wrong play going down Red Tower, not the wrong play. Just happened to not work out for you this time.
Honestly, I feel like it was a blessing in disguise, because if I had gone up, I would have been much more likely to skip wrecked ship, and that would have been bad.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Prankard did exactly that. He saw that first Varia suit and bailed.
Heck, 2 suits in wrecked ship does not happen every day.
That's true. Yeah, no, you were able to just, you were able to pull it out over Glossio by just not checking as many item locations.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the charge find definitely helped me in that quest. Where was high jump?
High jump was at Ice Beam, I believe.
Oh, wow. Yeah, honestly, I feel like that might have saved time overall, but you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always hard to decide whether you want to check ice.
Yeah, I was debating doing it, like, early, like once I had done high jump and Bubble Mountain, and I was gonna head up. I was debating hell running the ice at that point, but I was like, no. I can't find Varia, and it's unlikely I'll find Gravity, since just hell running is bad in SMRAT, so I just left, but it was definitely a thing I was considering.
Yeah, it makes me sad that the even the ice hell run generally tends to be bad.
Yeah, it's one of those things that happen when you play with this logic.
But yeah, you were able, I guess at that point, you know, once you found both suits, you were pretty close to go mode.
Yeah, I was just looking for that ammo. I honestly was playing Ellen like kind of go mode until I realized after I'd skipped Fire Fleas, I was like, crap. I shouldn't have skipped Fire Fleas because I need ammo. The lot of
Oh,
early
well, you
missiles
found
early was weird. Where were logical first supers? I'm curious.
No, God, I do not remember. That was an hour ago.
Fair. Only the seed will know.
Yeah, no, the logical first supers can't be in mock ballroom.
Yeah, because speed was super
Mhm.
locked.
Yeah.
No, logical first supers were at charge beam. It's logical first power bombs that I never thought about.
Yeah, logical first power bombs I think were the ones in early supers because you had that speed down in Etikun's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
Wait, no,
sense.
that's power bomb locked.
Oh yeah, but we
Huh.
have power bombs. We just
Well,
got
yeah,
our.
because you got them in early supers.
Oh. Okay, that's that. Okay. I need to have a talk with my mind. It's
Yeah.
not working properly.
Yeah, I try to not think about logical first ammo too much.
Yeah. It only becomes like weird in seeds like this where you have bombs at BT and
Yeah.
all sorts of weird things happen.
Yeah, it's also not every day that you see a missile bomb Torizo fight in Rando.
Oh yeah, like I'm lucky I run categories like Nintendo Power Percent and RBO where you generally get 10 missiles for BT, so I have practice with that, but
Hmm.
it's definitely not every day.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like Glossio is just about finishing up his escape right now.
Yeah, GG. I was definitely sweating in my boots near the end. I was very scared he was gonna dot done during my
Yeah,
escape. Like he's very solid. Props to him because
absolutely.
yeah, this matchup was definitely worrying me, but
Mhm.
it's good to take the win. Moving on to 3-0. I am very
Very
certain
nice.
that my lossless season will end soon. TM.
Well, hey, win one more, and I think you're almost guaranteed the rap bracket, right?
True.
So yeah, what was Nick? What's your record coming out of this?
1.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. You said 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Okay. There's some really scary 2-1s.
Oh yeah. Like I think Bagel Thief is 2-1 now, and Bagel
Mhm.
Thief. If I face Bagel Thief, then that would be an automatic loss for me. Let's just say.
Yeah, either Junie June or Thornado will be 2-1 after the match coming up in 10 minutes. Oh, good lord.
Yeah, Junie June is a very 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 solid player, and most of the time he would best me if we faced.
Yeah. That's randomizer.
Yep, rando gonna rando. Did
Yeah.
Glacio do the same route as I did?
I think Glossio did wrecked ship first, but then he went down, and in Norfair he made all the same checks as you plus more. Unfortunately.
Heck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I pulled out the win though, because I'm pretty sure Glacio has a similar 90% time to me, if not better. So
I'm trying to think right now. Did you so everyone did Gauntlet, right? I think.
I definitely did Gauntlet. I saw the screw
Yeah.
attack and I was like, I cannot skip Gauntlet if I get screw attack this early.
Yeah. I know Prankard who's in the green room? who we're joined by now. GG, Prankard.
Thanks, GG.
Hey, Prankard, GG.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I finished and I turned on the restream to see what's going on, and I saw you were making a second visit to Wreck Ship.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, I took the play that if there was one suit in there, I was like, one suit's enough. That's all you need. There's going to be another one somewhere else. So, yeah, I thought incorrect. But yeah, it was quite interesting. How did your game go?
So I went to Wreck Ship first, and my policy is if I do Wreck Ship first, like if it's my first trip up Red Tower and I haven't even checked crate or anything, I just clear Wreck Ship because I don't want to. I don't want that to happen to me. And today of all days, I got speed, both suits, and enough ammo that I thought I'm just gonna go to Ridley and pick up everything on the way, and it just kind of worked out.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. I think because Prankard, you took a death doing Crystal Flash, right?
Oh yeah, that was really bad. That was a stupid idea. So I went into Wreck Ship, and then I was like, well, I'll speed over the ocean, and then I'll have so little health that I'll be able to Crystal Flash and just get it all back, and then do what I thought at the time was suitless Fantoon. But I did it in the where I got Varia, which was spooky missiles, and that spooky guy keeps coming up randomly and over your character. So when I was Crystal Flashing, I just died.
Oh no.
Yeah, you don't have any iframes when you Crystal Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Really unfortunate.
that's like 30 damage a frame. That's
Wow.
I don't know any Samus that can survive that. Except for potentially Junie is like 300 and something tank Samus, but even that I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's quite a bit. All right. We do unfortunately need to wrap up because we have our next race in 7 minutes. So are there any final comments from any of our runners?
Thank you for racing, Nick. It's been fun. GG's.
Thanks everyone.
And thanks, Glove, as well for
Yeah, of course.
doing this for like 4 hours. That's insane.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
so glad I don't have to come the next one.
Yeah, of course, GG's to my opponent Glacio. That was definitely a fun race, and it's always good to face up against someone who gives you a good scare.
All right. And if that's all, be sure to follow all 4 of our runners today. We've had Music on tracking and Varial on restreaming. I've been Glove on comms, and we will see you next mission.
Thanks everyone.